because we had what was infamously called a handshake. God forbid that those things of handshake will ever set foot in this country again. You remember we had a mongrel, Honorable Speaker, of a system of government that was called handshake, where there was no government, there was no opposition, nobody knew. In fact, Honorable Speaker, I am glad that we transformed ourselves, even as with very derogatory terms they refer to us as tanga-tanga and other derogatory terms. We transformed ourselves into an opposition that kept them on their toes. But even as we did that, they still had the guts to steal 6 billion shillings 2 days before an election. And today they can tell us about... Anyway, Honorable Speaker, let me leave it there. Thank you.
Chair, delegated legislation.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, just before I read what I'm delegated to do, it's very important to actually comment on the statement made by Honorable Kimani Korea, Chairperson of the Finance Committee. It is extremely important to understand what is happening in the country and the deliberate efforts the government is taking to ensure that we stabilize this country and the economy of this country. I just want to make reference to what Honorable Ichungwa has said about the political parties fund, which really is largely overfunded. For what reason? We have no idea. Especially a time like now, when we have to string ourselves because we got a myriad of problems in the country, including the phenomenon, the catastrophe of El Nino. And then here we are with a political parties fund having 1.4 billion. Finance committee, budget committee, the House did a wonderful thing to actually reallocate that money to more pressing issues and the more pressing needs for this country. And that is the way to go, and there is no other way to go.
Honorable Murungara, you have made that comment now.
Back to my delegation
go to the
now.
Matter for the delegated
yes.
legislation.
Honorable Speaker, I make this statement on behalf of Honorable Chepkonga Kiprono Samuel, CBS MP, Chairperson Committee on Delegated Legislation. Statement on status of statutory instruments before the Committee on Delegated Legislation pursuant to Standing Order number 442D and Standing Order number 210-5A. Honorable Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order number 442D and Standing Order 210A to report to the House the list of the statutory instruments approved under paragraph 4A. The committee has received a total of 18 statutory instruments since the 1st of October 2023. It has considered and concluded 10 statutory instruments which were approved pursuant to Standing Order number 210-4A. Reports on 3 statutory instruments have been tabled in the House for its approval pursuant to the enabling statutes. There are, however, 5 pending statutory instruments before the committee for its consideration. A detailed list of the statutory instruments that the committee has considered is attached hereto for the House to note, which I also table. Honorable Speaker, I wish to appreciate your office and the office of the Clerk of the National Assembly for the facilitation that the Committee on Delegated Legislation has been accorded, which has enabled it to consider the statutory instruments referred to within the timelines provided for in the Statutory Instruments Act 2013. I also would like to appreciate the committee members for their diligence and timely consideration of the business before the committee. I take this opportunity to wish all the members well as the House proceeds on a well-deserved recess. I submit. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Murungara, on behalf of the Chairperson, Delegated Legislation. Next order. Leader of Majority.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Which committee?
It's not